Radioscope, the National Science Magazine program.
Good evening and welcome to the latest edition of the National Science Magazine, Radioscope. In today's program, we will be discussing the newest scientific, technological, environmental and health matters shaping the country. Joining us on the show tonight are noted individuals as they discuss topics relevant to the community. We begin the program with a roundup of the latest scientific news and breakthroughs from across the nation. In January 1982, the government made a historic decision to send an Indian into space. After a rigorous selection process, squadron leader Rakesh Sharma was chosen from among 150 highly qualified Indian Air Force pilots. 42 years later, India is set to witness another historic moment with the Axiom Mission 4, AX4. The Indian Space Research Organization has shared that the United States Space Agency, NASA, will send Indian astronaut Shubhanshu Shukla to the International Space Station next year, marking a significant milestone in international space collaboration. The upcoming Axiom 4 flight to the International Space Station will have 2 Indians as prime and backup mission pilots. Group Captain Shukla will be the primary mission pilot, while another Indian Air Force official, Group Captain Prashant Balakrishnan Nair, will be the backup mission pilot. The AX4 mission marks a crucial milestone for the ISRO and the Gaganyaan mission. It will provide Indian astronauts with an invaluable opportunity to train at top-tier facilities and gain first-hand experience in the operational environment of the International Space Station. Using human breast cancer cells, a team of scientists at the Kolkata-based Indian Association for the Cultivation of Science, IACS, has discovered a new target for killing cancer cells, which can potentially lead to new therapies. This target is being used by cancer cells to regulate DNA repair during cell division. Results of the study were published recently in the EMBO journal. The researchers at IACS have identified a key DNA repair protein, TDP1, which plays a role in repairing the DNA damage in cancer cells. The IACS researchers are currently using mouse models to test the combination drug therapies using in vivo tumors. Indian football is set to make history as the Calcutta Football League, CFL, becomes the first league in the country to implement goal line technology. This groundbreaking move aims to enhance the accuracy of refereeing and ensuring fair play in matches. The new innovation, known as Advanced Refereeing Technology or ART, is a collaborative effort between the Indian Football Association and the Jadavpur University. After extensive research and development spanning 4 months, the Jadavpur University team has created a system capable of precisely determining whether a ball has crossed the goal line. The introduction of ART is expected to address one of the most contentious issues in football, whether a goal has been scored. By providing referees with precise and reliable information, this technology aims to reduce human error and ensure fair outcomes in matches. Nutrition and good food is the foundation of one's health and brings lots of benefits which can last for a lifetime. National Nutrition Week is observed each year in India from the 1st of September to the 7th of September to raise awareness about the importance of nutrition. Initiated in 1982 by the Food and Nutrition Board, the event is organized by the Government of India's Ministry of Women and Child Development. Joining us on the program today is Priti Malvade Shinde, a wellness coach with a wealth of experience in the field of nutrition, health and wellness. She's on a mission to help the nation lead a healthy lifestyle and build nutritional habits. She's helped hundreds of families to transform to a healthier version of themselves and helped moms get fit post-pregnancy. Thank you so much for joining us on Radioscope tonight. It's a pleasure having you with us, ma'am.
Thank you. I am delighted to be part of National Nutrition Week campaign. Through this program and through this initiative, we're going to touch many, many lives, and I'm so happy to be here.
Could you share with our listeners what is nutrition?
Well, with nutrition, by definition, if you look, it's basically a food that we eat and the nourishment our body gets. And the dictionary definition says, nutrition is a biochemical and physiological process which an organism uses in form of food for its own life, for support, for growth, and for human body also to ensure that there are no diseases, there is a better growth, and they enjoy the disease-free preventive life further.
And could you share with us also what are the important components of balanced nutrition?
Certainly. So when we look at the list, it's quite extensive list. So we have vitamins and minerals which form the basic and a very important role. There are 16 vitamins, 60 minerals. Apart from that, we also need 9 amino acids. We also need carbohydrates. We need fiber of 2 types of fatty acids, and along with that, we need hydration. When you calculate all of this, there are 100 plus nutrients which our body needs on a daily basis in every single meal that we eat.
Why do you think balanced nutrition is important for us?
It's a basis of every human being. Nutrition plays a super fantastic role for a fetus. When the baby is in the womb, right at the size of a pea, or even less than a pea, nutrition is something that grows from a pea size to a whole baby of a 2 kg, 3 kg, and which shows us that growth and disease prevention is purely the basic role of our nutrition.
Now, you said that RDA is very important. What do you mean by RDA?
There is a document released by government according to the geographical location, the biodiversity. Every country's residents need a certain number of nutrients in that right quantity. And that is what is called recommended daily allowance of nutrition. So all that list that I mentioned some time ago, the number of vitamins, minerals, fiber, amino acids, all of these needs to be given to the body in that particular area depending on whether you're in adulthood, childhood, senior citizens. So RDA is followed for all the nationals, all the residents of India who want to lead a healthy, happy life.
How is protein a very important component of nutrition?
Protein is the most crucial, most required and essential macronutrient of human body. Protein is something which will build. It's called a building block of a human body. Every cell needs protein to build itself, to repair itself, to regenerate. And protein is required according to the height, because a lot of times people misunderstand this, that according to the age I should eat protein. Okay.
So what can we actually do to get nutrition in optimum proportions according to you?
We should have enough portion of colored fruits and vegetables. I always suggest, especially mothers, that whenever you start your meal, the first portion, at least first few bites, should be a raw food, which will be colorful in the form of salad, in the form of veggies, in the form of fruit. So this will ensure that you're having a combination of macro and a micro. For example, if you're having a bowl of a fruit or a bowl of a salad, it will give you some green, some red, some white, and at the same time, it is also giving you crunchy vegetables in the form of fiber. So when you make a selection like this, it will ensure that at least whatever nutrition is available, the choices of food that you're making will ensure that you will have a diverse food. At the same time, next suggestion is select seasonal food, seasonal fruits that you have available locally. So India is a diverse country, and we have rich background of various fruits, vegetables, local produce. So I would definitely suggest to all of our listeners to include local produce, local vegetables, fruits, and if you're a non-vegetarian, select the meat which has, you might find it funny, but instead of a 4-leg, go for a 3-leg. And the best kind of a meat which does not have any legs. So you can go for a seafood. That is the best kind of food you can get because it has a combination of good fats and protein. And if you look at our Indian plate, most people will majorly focus on carbohydrates. So grain is a major part of our existing diet. Having said that, we need to enrich our food with more raw vegetables, fruits, cooked vegetables, and make it a combination with protein and more fiber, because that is what will give us energy, vitamins, minerals, and satiety at the same time. If we make our plates colorful, full of, vegetables, meat, grains, nuts, oil, seeds, this will be an amazing combination for every Indian to have.
Thank you so much. Now, before you go, as we celebrate National Nutrition Week, what is your parting advice to our listeners to lead a healthy and happy life?
I would strongly recommend all of my friends here who are listening to this special National Nutrition Week program, please ensure that your food is fresh. It is a combination of colorful fruits, vegetables. Having said that, the discussion that we had up till now have clearly given you indication that our food is deprived in essential vitamins, minerals, and certain macros like protein. Today's world, in such fast-paced lifestyle, we have upgraded from landline to a smartphone. So why don't we upgrade our food from a regular food to a supplementation along with the favorite delicacies that we include? So this is the need of an hour, and if we do not address this at this point in time, we will be soon number one in, situations where we don't want to go. Obesity, hypertension, diabetes, PCOD, all these are lifestyle diseases. If we fix our lifestyle, if we upgrade our nutrition, and if we upgrade our lifestyle in the sense that we lead more active lifestyle, we are walking more, we are using less of a vehicles, we are taking steps. So if we do this in the combination with nutrition, I am very, very positive that India will lead a very active and fitter nation, and all such further nutritional weeks for our national initiative will have more and more success. This is my parting advice.
Joining us on the program today was Priti Malvade Shinde, a wellness coach with a wealth of experience in the field of nutrition, health and wellness. She's on a mission to help the nation lead a healthy lifestyle and build nutritional habits. She was speaking to us on the occasion of National Nutrition Week, which is observed every year in India from the 1st of September to the 7th of September to raise awareness about the importance of nutrition. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really a pleasure having you on Radioscope.
Thank you for inviting me. I had a wonderful time with all of you.
We now present on Radioscope a talk by Dr. Nitin Rane on the occasion of World First Aid Day. Dr. Rane has a MBBS and DNB in medicine and has been practicing at Apex Hospital in Cluj for the past 13 years as an intensivist and physician. Dr. Rane has wide experience in managing ICU and critical patients with expertise in organophosphorus poisoning and snakebite management. He is also skilled in managing critical cardiac patients. Dr. Rane is a well-known lecturer on various topics in the medical and general community and is known for educating primary care doctors and helping to build good patient care.
Hello everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Rane. Today I am here to talk about the importance and benefits of first aid. This year, World First Aid Day is celebrated on September 14, 2024. World First Aid Day is an international event which is held each year on the second Saturday of September to highlight the importance of first aid in saving lives. On this day, individuals from local and global organizations come together to raise awareness about the need for basic first aid skills and their critical role in emergencies. This annual observance encourages everyone to learn and practice first aid techniques which can be crucial in saving lives during accidents and medical emergencies. Every year, millions of accidents occur that necessitate immediate medical attention. From minor cuts and scrapes to severe injuries like fractures or cardiac arrest, the ability to provide first aid can significantly improve the outcomes for victims before medical professionals arrive. According to WHO, prompt first aid can reduce the severity of injuries, minimize recovery time, and even save lives. Additionally, knowing how to perform first aid instills confidence in individuals, enabling them to act decisively during emergencies, potentially leading to better collective community readiness and resilience in handling unforeseen incidences. The importance of World First Aid Day 2024 lies in promoting life-saving skills and it's important for teaching people how to handle emergencies. knowing basic first aid can make a big difference when someone gets hurt or becomes ill suddenly. Simple skills like performing CPR or treating wounds can help save lives and prevent injuries from getting worse. It also encourages community support. This day brings communities together to learn and practice first aid. Local events and workshops are organized to spread knowledge and build skills. World First Aid Day helps highlight the need for first aid education. It reminds everyone that first aid is not just for the professionals, but is something everyone can learn. The event also focuses on improving emergency readiness. By celebrating this day, people are encouraged to update their first aid kits, review the safety plans, and stay informed about the latest first aid practices. This preparation ensures that communities are better equipped to handle unexpected situations. This year, 2024, the theme which is being followed for celebration of the First Aid Day on 2024 is importance of using digital tools, apps and online platforms to teach and share first aid knowledge. With growing influence of technology in our lives, the focus is on how these digital resources can make first aid education more accessible to people worldwide. It encourages everyone to take advantage of these tools to learn basic first aid skills which can save lives in emergencies. The theme also promotes the idea that anyone, anywhere can be first responder with the help of digital resources. Now to the basic principles of first aid. Some foundational principles of first aid can be boiled down to several key actions. First is to assess the situation. The first step is to ensure your own safety and assess the scene for potential hazards. It's crucial to stay calm and analyze what happened to the victim while ensuring that the environment is safe to approach. Second, you need to call for help. If the situation involves serious injuries or life-threatening condition, contacting emergency services is essential. Provide clear information about the location and nature of emergency. Third is to evaluate the victim. Conduct a quick assessment of the victim's condition. Check for responsiveness, breathing and pulse. In case of unconsciousness, ensure that the airways are clear, and if breathing is absent, you need to initiate CPR if trained to do so. Fourth is you need to focus on life-threatening issues. First aid prioritizes the life-threatening conditions, addresses and any significant bleeding by applying direct pressure if applicable. In case of choking, the Heimlich maneuver for adults and children or back blows for infants can be life-saving. Fifth is to provide comfort and reassurance. It is important to talk to the victim, keep them calm and reassure them that the help is on the way. The emotional support can be critical to maintain their morale during a distress situation. Now, what are some common first aid techniques that we can know or understand? While the specifics for first aid can vary depending on the situation, several techniques are universally recognized in practice. The most common that we know of is the CPR, that is cardiopulmonary resuscitation. This technique combines chest compressions and rescue breaths to restore the blood circulation and oxygenation in cases of cardiac arrest. The current guidelines recommend a compression to breath ratio of 30:2 for adults. Second is choking relief. For adults and older children, the Heimlich maneuver involves standing behind the person, wrapping your arms around the waist and delivering a quick inward and upward thrust to dislodge an object blocking the airway. Third is the wound care. Treating wounds involves cleaning the area, applying antibiotic ointment and covering it with a sterile bandage. Additionally, knowing how to recognize signs of infection is vital for proper home care. And the fourth is burn treatment. For minor burns, running cool water over the burn and covering it with a non-stick sterile bandage is essential. For severe burns, avoiding cool water and seeking immediate medical attention is crucial. So where do we understand these or learn these first aid training and resources? Now there are various organizations and formal training community centers which are educating people about this. These courses typically include hands-on practice, which is vital for mastering the techniques. There are various certification courses, often to cover a broader range of topics, including recognizing and treating shock, managing fractures, and using automated external defibrillator. In an increasingly digital world, numerous online resources, including institutional videos and guides, are available. However, while online materials can enhance knowledge, they should not replace hands-on training. So to conclude, I would say that World First Aid Day 2024, which is celebrated this year on September 14, 2024, reminds us of the importance of knowing the basic knowledge of first aid skills. This simple action can save lives and help in emergencies. By learning first aid, we can be ready to help others when they need it the most. Let's take this day as an opportunity to educate ourselves and spread awareness. Together, we can make a difference in our communities. This is Dr. Nitin Rane. Thank you.
World Ozone Day, or International Day for Preservation of Ozone Layer, is observed on the 16th of September every year. Joining us on Radioscope this evening is educator and author Mr. Pradeep Nayak. Mr. Nayak has an MSc in Ecology and Environment and is a well-known lecturer on various topics in astronomy all over Maharashtra. He has been conducting sky observation programs for over 35 years and is a founder member of the astronomy organization Khagol Mandal. It's such a pleasure to have you with us on the program today.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Sir, can you explain what is an ozone layer and why is it so important?
See, we have envelope of air around Earth, which we call atmosphere. Atmosphere extends up to 100 kilometer. We have lowest layer above the surface up to 10 kilometer, which we call troposphere. In troposphere, we have this major constituent of atmosphere like nitrogen and oxygen and water vapor, carbon dioxide. Above 10 kilometer up to 50 kilometer, we have another layer of atmosphere called a stratosphere. See, ozone is in very small quantity found in the troposphere, but most of the ozone is found in stratosphere, which we call as ozone layer. See, this ozone layer is spread across the globe, and the most important function that ozone layer does is to absorb ultraviolet radiation coming from the sun. Sun is emitting not just visible light but is also emitting ultraviolet radiation. There are three types of levels of ultraviolet radiation. One is A, B and C, right? UVA, UVB and UVC. UVA passes through ozone layer and reaches Earth, but that is low energy ultraviolet radiation, so it doesn't cause much harm. Continuous exposure may cause some, aging of skin, etc. We can limit that. But ultraviolet B and C are almost completely, I'm not saying completely, but almost completely absorbed by radiation. So now, due to depletion of ozone, when ultraviolet radiation penetrates the atmosphere and comes all the way to the surface, they can destroy phytoplanktons as well. See, phytoplankton are at the bottom of the food chain in ocean. So if phytoplanktons are affected on a very large scale, the whole food chain will collapse. And then it will be a disaster for life on Earth. And all the terrestrial animals and aquatic plant life will also get severely damaged. So that is basically because ultraviolet radiation. That's why ozone is important. Without ozone, this UV radiation will directly penetrate to the atmosphere and come over the surface. Just imagine that there is no ozone layer and a UV rays coming on the surface, then most of the life will get destroyed over the period of time. People will suffer from cancer, mostly skin cancer, which is called melanoma, and most of the unicellular life will get destroyed, or aquatic life. So there are lots of things which will be difficult. So ozone is extremely crucial for existence of life on surface.
What causes ozone depletion, sir?
How much ozone is getting destroyed is leveled by the creation of ozone at the same time. So for several years, before 1970, 1980, ozone was getting destroyed, but at the same time ozone was getting created. So we have this constant composition of ozone layer continuously over us.
That's good to know, sir.
Yeah. In around 1980s and 1990s, we found out that ozone is getting depleted. Ozone layer at several places became thinner, especially over Antarctica and Arctic. They found out that it is so thin, which they call as ozone hole. So once we realize that ozone hole is getting created and is becoming larger and larger, then we need to take corrective action because of that. Then was the research why this ozone is getting depleted. Then we realized that it is because of several substances, not just one. Okay, well, when we say CFC, it is not just one chemical. There are several chemicals in that group. There are methyl bromide, nitrous oxides. All these chemicals slowly destroy ozone layer. Chlorofluorocarbons, there are other chemicals like halocarbons, which are also very destructive of ozone. And then there are HCFCs as well, hydrochlorofluorocarbons. So all these chemicals we are producing on a very large scale for different purposes. They are very useful as a refrigerant or a creation of foam, or many of the coolers and sprays we are using these CFCs. Chlorine is released in the stratosphere because of CFC. One chlorine atom destroys around 100,000 ozone molecules. So that is so destructive. Once ozone gets naturally destroyed, it recovers, but the rate at which it is getting destroyed is more than the rate at which it is getting created, and that is a basic reason why we have ozone depletion.
And what steps are being taken in India, in our country, to save the ozone layer and prevent climate change?
So we have this agreement, international agreement called as Montreal Protocol, which came into effect in 1987, 16 September 1987. That's why actually we celebrate Ozone Day, because that is the signing day of Montreal Protocol. United Nations swung into action, and United Nations called a conference. We were one of the first signatories of Montreal Protocol, and India also swung into action, and then we started phasing out all these ozone depleting substances in 1993. CFC was the first target, and then halons were completely phased out. Carbon tetrachloride is another chemical which also harmful to ozone. That was completely phased out in India by 2012. So now HCFC, I think by 2025, next year, we will phase out completely HCFCs as well. Now, what we are trying to do is to find out other, environment friendly, or we can say ozone friendly alternatives. So all 8 important major IITs in India, many research institutes and Indian government, we are trying to find out the safe ozone friendly alternative. Like we can use ammonia for cooling refrigeration purposes, or we can also use some hydrocarbons like propane, isobutane, or even we can use carbon dioxide as well. Ammonia, it has very strong smell. So if it is released, then it may cause some problem to us. But CO2 is better alternatives. Even though CO2 causes global warming, but that is the least dangerous substance that we can use in place of CFC. So India is doing lots of things.
That's really great to hear, sir. And, we're celebrating World Ozone Day.
Yeah.
Could you tell the listeners what is the significance of the day, and what is your message to the listeners? How can the public, those listening in, help to protect the ozone layer and our environment?
Yeah. See the significance of celebrating any day. There are lots of days that we celebrate, Environment Day, this day, that day. So significance of any such days is to make people aware. This is the opportunity that we have to make people aware, make them aware about the issues, make them aware of the alternatives. So see, this year's Ozone Day theme is Ozone for Life, 35 years of global cooperation. So that is where the whole world is, focusing on. That Montreal Protocol has given us the hope that the whole world can come together and find solution to our several issues. For 35 years, the whole world is cooperating with each other. We are getting results of that. Slowly, ozone hole started getting recovered, and scientists hope to the complete recovery of ozone layer by 2060. So if we continue to, make these changes or slowly removing ozone depleting substances, I'm sure within few years, we will come back to that normal ozone layer. We together can come and make our earth more hospitable. So that's the message that I want to give to people, so that we have that power and we have that capacity to bring environment safe for humans and other animals as well.
Joining us on Radioscope this evening is educator and author Mr. Pradeep Nayak. Mr. Nayak has an MSc in Ecology and Environment and is a well-known lecturer on various topics in astronomy all over Maharashtra. He has been conducting sky observation programs for over 35 years and is a founder member of the astronomy organization Khagol Mandal. Thank you so much, sir. It is a pleasure having you with us on the program today.
Thank you very much.
And with that, we come to the close of another edition of Radioscope, the National Science Magazine. We hope you enjoyed the program. The program was produced by Mr. Atul Pahadi at the Mumbai studios of Akashvani. There was also a contribution in the program from transmission executive Dheeraj Kedari from Akashvani Pune. The show was scripted and narrated by Fali R. Singara. Till the next time, it's good night and goodbye from all of us here.